Dr. Henry Kissinger, one of the 20th century's most influential statesmen.
It's impossible to overstate the impact that he has had on the United States and on the world.
Henry Alfred Kissinger was born to a Jewish family in Fürth, Germany.
Generalfeldmarschall von Hindenburg, hoch!
Fleeing Nazi persecution, the Kissingers arrived in New York, where young Henry spent his high school years as part of the Jewish immigrant community of Washington Heights. He served in the U.S. Army, where he was awarded the Bronze Star for his actions in Germany, including tracking down Gestapo officers. After the war, Kissinger attended Harvard and later became a faculty member. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, Dr. Kissinger served as a consultant to several government agencies.
The Mike Wallace Interview, discussing the problems of survival and freedom in America.
This is Professor Henry Kissinger. He's a man whose ideas have prompted the highest officials of our government to re-evaluate our defense policies.
We have to be able to do military, political, economic, and psychological things all simultaneously.
Dr. Kissinger served as assistant to the President for National Security Affairs.
Henry Kissinger is responsible for ending the Cold War and for opening up United States-China relations.
But it was Henry's instinct in a time of crisis to provide a basis for continuing our policies on a strong basis.
Dr. Kissinger played a pivotal role in the U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam, for which he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In an unprecedented move, Nixon appointed Dr. Kissinger to be his new Secretary of State. 2 weeks later, Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack on Israel.
Henry, because of his worldview, because of his wisdom, because of his courage and his care and compassion for Israel and the Jewish people, actually saved Israel from defeat by responding so swiftly to Golda Meir's plea for an airlift of ammunition and weapons, which enabled us to win the war.
Dr. Kissinger immediately embarked upon a series of shuttle diplomacy missions, which resulted in agreements between Israel and its neighboring Arab states, paving the way for the 1979 peace agreement.
He bought Israel that 4 decades of peace so that Israel could become the vibrant, thriving economy, technological power, and nation that it is today.
Dr. Kissinger continued to work tirelessly under President Gerald Ford, enhancing relations between East and West.
He really did change the world.
Dr. Kissinger remains active in shaping policy, from presidential committee appointments to serving on the boards of high-profile conglomerates and cultural institutions. Dr. Kissinger is a much sought-after consultant and keynote speaker, authoring numerous significant books.
He has continued to be a part of the conversation in foreign policy. He is a voice that people listen to, and to have that kind of impact that continues from his service in government to today makes him a rare and unique individual.
But when you look at the totality, you have to marvel at the notion that a single person can have touched so many points and influenced so many developments.
Elder statesman, scholar, visionary, and American patriot, Dr. Kissinger has worked tirelessly throughout the decades to advance Jewish values, strengthening the relationship between the United States and Israel.